when you begin to study all of these symbols and what roles they play in cosmology, it becomes simple. What does all this have to do with Angkor Wat? Because I just done all of that to open you up to the concept, what I mean about the poison symbol. Because when we deal with this X with the line and you trace it out, you always get the hexagon. But what makes this symbol so divine is that when we look at the city of Angkor Wat, what you will notice is the city is made just like this. Okay, this is basically how the city is made. And it's very simple, but it's significant because what you see here is your field goal. This is how the goddess held her hands up high. Okay? When you look at the city of Angkor Wat, you're looking at matriarch cosmology, the mother goddess, just like I've been showing y'all. So when we look at the city, we can see the Dogon Kananga here. We can see the trident. That's not a pitchfork, that's a trident, and it's carried by the mother goddess. It's another form of balance and scales. This city is built on balance, on ma'at. Okay? So it's more things that I want to show you about this when we look at the city of Angkor Wat. Okay? Again, we see our Kananga, we see the goddess raising her arms there. This is the symbol of Venus. And basically, so this won't confuse you, just understand Venus equals the divine feminine. When we talk Venus, we're talking divine feminine. Can we see the similarities here, even in the Ankh? Because again, when we say Angkor Wat, we're talking about the Ankh people. It's built under the same cosmology as the Ankh. So now you have to tie all of this stuff in and see it in a state of totality. It's very simple. They want us to complicate it, and if everybody complicated, it gets confusing. And that's another form of order out of chaos. Out of that confusion comes a lot of different communities, which has a lot of propaganda and products and books and DVDs. And if everybody had the same message, no one can capitalize off of it. So it's one simple message, and that's ma'at. What we want to really pay attention to is four corners, always, okay? I told you that the base of every pyramid is a square, and that these four foundations is also found in our cosmology. So the city of Angkor Wat, again, is built on the principle of as above, so below. Here is your four foundations. This entrance would be the North Pole, okay? And it's very symbolic. The entrance to all of the temples was very important and symbolic, and it was often guarded by a sphinx, okay, that sat there at the entrance, just like we see at Giza. Now this would be, again, the North Pole, the umbilical cord that feeds our cosmic egg. So our ancestors here in Angkor Wat was, again, as above, so below. They were building heaven on earth, all right? They were mimicking the Creator, because we are the creations. We're manifestations of that divine source. So as above, so below, our ancestors understood that what the Creator done, we should be manifesting here in the same fashion and formula. We shouldn't be doing anything other than what we was taught by the Most High. So you also notice that the city is surrounded by water, or what they call a moat. And that's symbolic of the waters above that we see in our ancient cosmology. Again, when we say Angkor Wat, we talk about the bee goddess, because the bee goddess, all right, I can't really draw that good, but this is my bee goddess, okay? Now, just say this is the B goddess. Again, she is the saint's anchor. Why is this Angkor Wat? Because think about it. Can we see? This is the goddess. The goddess is the trident. The goddess is the Kananga. She's the beetle, the queen bee. This is Angkor Wat. That's the city of Angkor Wat. Okay? It's built on the same principle. People, we build light bulbs on this same principle. Okay? It's the same way we build funnels. It's called a funnel, and the root word is fun, just like funeral, because when you transition, you travel down the drain or the stinger of the cosmic womb. You funnel during your funeral. All right, everything is built on this cosmology. So when we talk about the X with the line, just remember we can't escape it, because even when we trace the points in a triangle, we end up with the X with the line. Even when we trace out Angkor Wat's points, you end up with your X and your line being the entrance. So we can't escape it, because the bee goddess's wings, when we trace the points from her wings to her stinger, she represents this same cosmology, people. Again, this became the pausing symbol today. It's very, very simple, guys. You're just looking at Venus. You're just looking at the Ankh. You're just looking at the bee goddess, all right? This is the city of Angkor Wat. It's called Angkor Wat for a reason, because if you look at the anchor, it's easy to see why the city is called Angkor Wat, why the city is built upon the transitioning concepts and the life and death principles of the goddess.